fellow artists, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Mad Chen and I'm a digital illustrator. I create Procreate tutorials for beginners. In today's Procreate tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use gradient maps in Procreate. Gradient maps allows you to color grayscale images. The way that gradient maps work is that it only takes the tonal values of an image and not the hue, and it allows us to place new colors along that tonal range. For our example today, we're going to be using this picture. If you're interested, I also have a tutorial on how to make grayscale images in Procreate. In case you'd like to know how to convert color images to black and white, I'll leave the link to that tutorial above and also in the description below, so you can check it out after our gradient maps tutorial. So let's go to layers. You'll see that in layers, I have both the face and the background as separate layers, because for this image, I want to keep her face in black and white, and I only want to color the rest of the photo. So I'm going to keep that layer selected because this is the layer that I want colored. If you'd like to know how I separate images, like how I've separated the face, I'll leave a link to one of my tutorials up above and also in the description below that shows you how to select and separate images. So the way to get the gradient maps is to click on adjustments up here, and then we'll go down the list and click on gradient map, and we'll choose layer on the left. Then you'll see a gradient library pop up at the bottom of the canvas. This is where all of our default gradient maps are stored, as well as ones that we've created. To create a gradient map, we just click on the plus button on the right, which will present us with a new gradient. And it's starting us off with a black and white default gradient. The black to white bar at the bottom is the actual tonal range of our image, which is always shown from dark to light. Gradient maps always need a minimum of 2 color points. So you can see that we have black and white squares on our gradient map, which we're able to move up and down the bar. Please note that when you move the end color points inward, it will cap off any color at the end of the bar. So as you can see, when I move the black square inward, the color from the black square to the end of the bar is solid black, which means that moving an end color inwards on the bar makes that the new dark or lighter point. We can tap anywhere on the bar to create a new color point. Tap on it again to change that point's color. If you don't want to use the color wheel, you have other options for choosing your colors down here at the bottom. Whenever you have more than 2 color points, we're able to delete the extra ones by tapping and holding onto a color point until delete pops up. So to show you how it all works, I'm going to go ahead and place some new colors on this gradient map. Now that we have more than 2 color points on our gradient map, I could decide to delete black and white. However, I'm going to leave black and white on there because I don't want to lose any tonal detail. So a good Procreate tip I can give you is to leave black and white on your gradient map if you'd like to leave some of those tonal details. You can also rename your gradient by tapping on the small gradient word here, and then we can give it a new name. When you're happy with your gradient map, just click on Done. Additional things that you can do with your gradient map is to tap and hold on it so that we can drag it anywhere in the gradient library. We also have additional tools to work with by tapping on the canvas with a finger. Let's click on Preview here in the middle, which will show us our original grayscale image. We also have additional tools around Preview, such as Apply up here, which will apply the gradient. Then we have the Undo button here on the left, which will undo colors, as well as any moves that we've made. And we also have Cancel here, which will leave the tool and not apply the gradient map. Existing gradient maps in the gradient library can be duplicated as well as deleted. You can do this by tapping and holding on a gradient map. Then you'll be presented with the option to delete or to duplicate. Another good Procreate tip I can give you is to always duplicate a gradient map if you're looking to experiment or want to make any changes. This applies to both default gradients as well as the ones that you have created. Another thing that you can do is to restore everything, and you can do that by tapping and holding on the plus button until you see the option to restore defaults. Tapping on this option gives you a fresh duplicate set. Please note that gradient maps is not the tool to use if you want to change your grayscale image back to its original colored state. Gradient maps are good for creating new colors onto your grayscale images. However, it is possible to get close to the original colors, but it might take a while to adjust the colors on the gradient bar before you achieve that result. To leave the gradient map tool, you can just click on any of the above tools up here to exit gradient maps. Now you know how to use gradient maps in Procreate. You can get some pretty interesting results playing around with the gradient maps. So I highly recommend that you go ahead and try it out and see what kind of colors that you come up with on your grayscale images. Thanks for watching, guys! If you'd like to be notified of future Procreate tutorials, you can subscribe to Mad Chen and turn on notifications. If you have any questions, comments, or problems with Procreate, please leave comments down below because I want to be supportive and help you guys get better at using Procreate and also get better at your artwork. You can also check out my other Procreate tutorials, which I will leave links up above and also in the description below. I hope you guys have a lovely day, and I will see you in the next Procreate tutorial.